more fire, Mr. Speaker. He said there is much too honest in terms of running a society, Mr. Speaker. I want to challenge, and I know the National Assembly, Mr. Speaker, let us allow counties have for 15 billion. Let us develop our counties, Mr. Speaker. Even if there are corruption, let us fight corruption, but give money to counties for development, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, the nation must know that revenue is divided in Parliament. It is not divided at IBEC, it is not divided in Karen, it is not divided in private residences. And Mr. Speaker, I am very proud of this Senate, and more so the chair of the Finance Committee and the members of the Finance Committee, for standing up for county governments and for reasserting the role of Senate as a house that divides and allocates revenue. Mr. Speaker, when we set up that mediation committee, I hope we will put in men and women senators with spine, because in the 11th Parliament, we had mediation every year. In the 12th Parliament, we had mediation 3 out of 5 years. Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kajwang, are you implying that we have senators without spine?
Yes.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, we have a lot of senators with spine, not all of them. But Mr. Speaker, I hope that the mediation committee will stand firm for the Senate, and they will not be intimidated by political party and partisan politics. This is about county governments. This is not about Kenya Kwanza. This is not about Azimio. And we hope that the way we stood up when you are coming up with a formula for revenue allocation, that this Senate will stand up to be counted. Where the Council of Governors failed at IBEC, where the National Assembly is failing county governments, that the Senate will be the house that lives up to defend and protect the interests of counties and their governments. And to the members of the National Assembly, when this money goes to counties, really, this money goes to constituencies. What we have seen of CDF, of course, there are some things on the ground we have seen, but we have also seen the cars in the parking lot coming from CDF. Let us be honest. You cannot be pointing fingers at governors and also not looking at what the rot and the problems that we have seen in allocation and distribution of the resources that should go to CDF. Mr. Speaker, the Supreme Court said that this House must be involved in decisions to do with the NGCDF, with the NGAF. And Mr. Speaker, we look forward to the day that that legislative proposal will be brought before the Senate, because the Senate will do the right thing and make sure that we respect the 2 levels of government in this country, national and county governments. Those are the 2 levels of government in the Constitution. Those other creatures were of the past Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the Senate is going to do the right thing, and the men and women in that mediation committee, please do not do what they did with Linturi. Shame on them. Shame.
Senator Methu.
Honorable Speaker, we watched with great disappointment yesterday, Honorable Speaker, as our colleagues were misleading the nation. And Honorable Speaker, there is something that we would want to demonstrate that was not demonstrated at the National Assembly yesterday. When they proposed that counties get 391 billion, how much had they gotten last year? They had gotten 385 billion, an addition of just 6 billion. What is the growth in the national budget? If the growth in the national budget is over 400 billion, how do you send 6 billion to the counties, Honorable Speaker? Honorable Speaker, we cannot purport to keep telling governors, we want you to employ more doctors, we want you to employ more nurses, we want you to employ more ECD teachers, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, we are not sending money is there. Where do we expect these governors to work from, Honorable Speaker? Number 2, Honorable Speaker, there has not and there shall never be a competition between devolution and CDF, Honorable Speaker. If anything, the courts have pronounced themselves on the position of CDF, Honorable Speaker. For CDF to be constitutional, it has to come to this House, Honorable Speaker, so that we shall also make our voice known, Honorable Speaker. This argument cannot be one-sided, Honorable Speaker. That honorable members of the National Assembly, Honorable Speaker, are the umpires and they are the judges of who is working, who is not working. Where have you gotten approval that what is working is only NGCDF and Governor Honorable Speaker, and devolution is not working, Honorable Speaker? Honorable Speaker, we want medicine in our hospitals, Honorable Speaker. I sit in the Public Accounts Committee, Honorable Speaker. We are saying that we want counties to improve in services, in service delivery, Honorable Speaker. Much of the functions that we are saying should be pushed to the county government. If we push services to the county government without resources, how are they expected to offer these services, Honorable Speaker? Finally, they say when you want to kill a dog, you give it a bad name. Now, devolution is being killed because of a malpractice here, another malpractice there, another malpractice there. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senator Kajwang and I sit in a committee called Public Accounts Committee. We have seen governors who have gotten unqualified audit opinions, Honorable Speaker. It is to mean that devolution is working in some counties, Honorable Speaker. If governors are not working, if devolution is not working, it is in your county and you have the ability to elect a governor that is working, Honorable Speaker. We cannot kill devolution because we have a bad governor, we have a raw governor somewhere, Honorable Speaker. We cannot, Honorable Speaker, we had a member of parliament is complaining that a governor is disrupting.
Your time is up, Senator Ledama Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's time for us to reason, and to reason well like a house that unites the whole country. This is a time when I'm pleading to my colleagues from the other side of the aisle. Let us just not make noise today, but actually let it be actionable. This is the only opportunity we have. This is the only opportunity we have.
Order.
You know, I'd rather speak, I'd rather tell
Senator
you what
Ledama.
is on my mind.
Senator Ledama. Order, Senator Fernandi. I don't need your assistance to bring order to
Mr.
this
Speaker.
House. Senator Ledama, you started very well. Please, there is no side or there is no honorable senator who has made any noise. Because if you made any noise, I would have thrown them out. Kindly use parliamentary language. You are doing well so far. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, you know, the time for reckoning will come. And you know, and I want to be proven wrong on that time. This is the time for us to be able to practice what we preach. Because if we come here and we say our hospitals need medicine, we forget that the Ministry of Health has the largest share of the budget, 131 billion. We are only asking for 15 billion to be sent to 47 counties. I heard yesterday a honorable member of parliament saying that money should not go to counties, should go to CDF. First of all, CDF is illegal. Being illegal, it is imperative for us to remember that our work as legislators is to make laws.
Be heard in silence.
So we are making laws, we are dividing money between two levels of government. We have done the calculations, we have institutional, constitutional bodies that advises. The Commission of Revenue has given us a figure. Our Committee on Finance has settled on 415 billion. It is only logical that we go by that professional advice. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to request my colleagues that because we will select distinguished men and women who we know will fight for devolution to be able to go to that mediation committee, please do not come back here saying that you've been compromised. Do not come back here telling us that, oh, you had to give in. It's a give and take. There's no give and take. Let me tell you the hard realities. This Senate does not have money. Today, joint services, parliamentary joint services, has more money. What is this animal called joint parliamentary services?